Hello everyone! In this lesson, I'm going to show you very quickly how we can use a JPEG image of a floor plan here in SketchUp, scale it so we can draw and create the 3D model. Remember that this solution works not only for floor plans, sections, and elevations, but also for objects you find on the internet, like photos of furniture and so on. It's important in the case of the floor plan that we have the graphic scale, okay? So when you're looking for the images of the floor plans, always prefer the ones with a graphic scale, which will help us be more precise here in SketchUp, okay? Here I have as an example the floor plan of the glass house by architect Lina Bobardi, and we're going to use it here in SketchUp, okay? So the preferred format should be JPEG. It's one that works well with SketchUp, and it's very simple. So with the folder open here, the image, I just need to drag it right into SketchUp. And if it's there, depending on the version, adjusting the scale, the image size, you can leave it at any size, okay? So I've already dragged it here and it's all set. I hit the spacebar. From this point on, we have to set the SketchUp camera in a way that makes it easier to set the scale. And I always like to do it in the following way. I come here to the tab, Camera, Standard Views, Top, which is the top view. This way then, let's zoom in on the graphic scale. We're going to use the line tool. The shortcut is L, and I'm going to create a drawing more or less on top of the graphic scale, a line, right? So I'll make a first click, keeping it on the red axis in this case, okay? So don't let the line be crooked, and more or less here. So I have a reference line. Of course, this line won't be completely out of scale. The image comes in totally out of scale. Usually when the graphic scale doesn't have the numbers here, which is why I chose it as an example, we always have from 0 to 10 meters, okay? So 0, 5, and 10 meters as a reference. Through the entity info window, we know more or less the existing measurement, right? So it happens to be really off. It never will be, okay? So that's why we're going to put it in scale here. Based on this line I have here, we're now going to use the tape measure tool. The shortcut is T, okay? And then at this point, I'll make a first click on one end and also a second click on the other end. With that, I can type 10, enter. It will ask if I want to resize. I'll click yes. When zooming out the camera then, with the line still selected, in the entity info window, we'll see that it will be 10 meters. In other words, it's in scale. When drawing this floor plan, I recommend two things. We should go here to the camera tab as well, to the parallel projection option. This parallel projection is very similar. Actually, it's the same as the projection we have in AutoCAD. In other words, we don't see the z-axis, okay, which in this case in SketchUp would be the blue one. So, when I turn on parallel projection, the blue axis disappears from the screen. At this point, it's important not to orbit, okay, because then we'll leave this projection. So I'll go back here to Camera, Standard Views, and Top. In this case, to be able to move around, I'll just zoom in using the scroll wheel, and H, which is pan. Okay, never orbit. And another thing that makes it easier is to set the view mode here to X-ray. If you don't have the X-ray toolbar, which is transparency, also we can go here to View. We have the face style option here, X-ray, because it will make it transparent. That is, when I draw on top of the plan, I'll still be able to see the JPEG image behind it, okay? I hope you enjoyed it. See you in the next lessons. Don't forget that we have the complete SketchUp course in the link in the description, and thank you very much.